Hey everybody, Lindabradley here from Princess House. It's been a while since I came on and did recipes, and I really missed it. Now that we're going back into the fall, kids are back in school, we need to start cooking on a regular basis again. I know that that's the #1 hated sentence in America. What is for dinner? So tonight I have a really fun recipe for you. It's called chicken bruschetta pasta. It's definitely one of my favorites. I will share the actual recipe with you. When you come to my site and see the recipes, they are all proven. So I always test them out. Sometimes I add a little thing, but if I don't like the recipe, you'll never see the video. I have been known to delete videos before. So these are all tried and true, and I know that you're gonna like them. This one is called chicken bruschetta pasta, and bruschetta, as you well know, is made with beautiful tomatoes. And so it's tomato season. It's the end of August, so we have plenty of variety, and this is actually our personal one. So the first thing that you're gonna do is get ready to cook your chicken. So this is actually like a 3-step meal. You have your chicken, you have your tomato mixture, and you have your pasta. It does come together really fast, and if you needed extra time, you could actually do some of these things ahead of time so that when you come home from work, you can just do the last bit. So what you want to do is go ahead and put your pan on medium high. You'll notice that I have my favorite burner. Do you guys have a favorite burner? I'm actually in the process of redoing my kitchen. I'm really, really excited. If you've been following me for a while, you will know that I used to babysit my grandson, and so I did that 2 full days a week, and I would do all of my videos from their house. So you saw that really nice kitchen. This is my kitchen. So I've redone every room in the house except the kitchen, and so now it's time. My goal is to have it done by the end of the year, so you'll get to see all the new pretty things and get rid of all this ugly stuff. But you know what? I have pretty things to cook in, so that's okay. So in the pan, what you're gonna wanna do is just put about 1 to 2 teaspoons of olive oil, and you always wanna warm up your pan first. But it's important to know that you only wanna cook on low to medium high. When you have really good quality cookware, you don't need to put it up any higher. And if you're finding that you're burning your foods, it's too high. Just turn it down a little bit, okay? That's what the issue is. Too many people just shoot it right up. So what we're gonna do here is get ready to do the chicken. I already cut these ahead of time. Like I said, these are some ways to help you save time. So these are just chicken breasts, and I'm going to season them once I put them in the pan with some salt, pepper, and Italian seasoning. This is going to get the seasonings from the tomato mixture, which you're gonna see in a little bit. So you can hear that the pan is sizzling because it is nice and warm. It is always good to put your meat in a warm pan, because if you put it in a cold pan, especially if you're using the olive oil, what it'll do is the meat will soak up the oil, and that is not what you want. You want it to just cook in it. So I'm gonna just season it, and when I turn it over, I'll season it again on the other side with some salt, pepper, and Italian seasoning. And you're gonna let this cook for about 10 minutes on each side. You wanna have it at, the temperature is 165 when you go to use a thermometer, that you'll know that it's completely done. So we're just gonna put some more seasonings on here. There you go. And we're gonna let that cook. All right, step #2, we wanna make the pasta. So I have the pasta getting ready to go. It's not quite done yet. I put in my nice big pot over here. Now, it's important when you make pasta to salt your pasta, because the advantage of that is it will actually, or salt your pasta water, I should say, because what it does is it flavors your pasta internally, and you're supposed to use about 1.5 teaspoons to 2 teaspoons per pound of pasta. And you'll see that it makes a really big difference. But here's the big but. You never want to add your salt to a cold pot of water, because what will happen is when you add the salt and the water is cold, it sinks all the way down to the bottom, and it will actually pit your pot. So you want to wait until the water boils, and then you want to go ahead and add your salt. So our water's not boiling just yet, so now we're going to do step 3, and we're going to make the tomato mixture. So this is called bruschetta, tomato bruschetta. And it tells you to put your tomatoes, the mixture that we're going to make, in a small bowl, but I don't like doing extra dishes. So since this whole meal is going to end up in the big bowl, I'm just going to start it in the big bowl right here. So what we're going to do, I showed you all my beautiful tomatoes. Now, don't get jealous, but these are from my garden. We do live in New Jersey, a state that is known for high taxes, bad gun laws, and the most densely populated state, but it is also the garden state. And we do have the best. So I have tomatoes, the garlic that I'm using my husband grew, we grow onions, it's so much fun. And if you don't grow anything, at least start with basil. It's so easy, you can do it right on your kitchen window, or if you have a windowsill, and it smells so good, and you can use it in so many recipes. So for this recipe, it calls for 1 pound of tomatoes, and then you want to just chop them up. So I already did that for you, all right, all nice. I like to use my food scoop. It makes it so easy. I'll have a runaway, all right. And, oh my gosh, I have a couple runaways. All right, let's see what we have here. All right, here's this one, that one. All right, good job. Okay, that one's done. And now we need some onion. So one of my favorite tools is actually this Dyson chopper because it really does a great job. And I don't cry when I cut onions anymore. So you literally just put it on here, all right? And then you just pop it down. And it also has measuring on the side, so it'll tell you how much it is. I really love this piece because of that. It's a little noisy, but it's well worth it. No crying. And also what I like about it is there's more than one blade, so you can have a bigger blade if you want it bigger. Let's see. Yep. So this is good enough. We're going to put this in here. So we have one pound of tomatoes, and depending on how much you like in regards to onions, you can have a half a cup or a cup, whatever you like. Get rid of this mess out of the way. My husband's he'll be all the cleanup. He's cleanup duty, that's what it is. And then what you want to put in here, it calls for 4 cloves of garlic. My husband did grow garlic this year. It was really interesting. Garlic smells so good. It makes your breath smell disgusting, but it definitely smells good. So we have our 4 cloves of garlic in here. And then also what you want to add in here is also these basil that I was telling you about earlier. So this is from our garden. I just picked it up. It's about a half a cup of basil. We're going to stick it in here. And we do want to season it with some salt and pepper. Salt and pepper is good for many, many things. Just the basic seasonings, that's all it takes. And then you're going to put in about 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. So if you ever see my recipes that say EVOO, that's what it stands for, extra virgin olive oil. And then what you want to do is to leave this sit for at least 15 minutes. And what's going to happen is, oh my gosh, you can just see how beautiful it is. But it's going to soak up all of the juices, and it's going to make a beautiful bruschetta. So you can use bruschetta with, actually, a lot of people serve it like with toast, right? The little crackers and things. But this is a bruschetta pasta. I have made this dish before. It is a favorite. It's definitely a 5-star. So I think that you're going to love it, because I certainly do, and I've made it for company as well. So there you go. Here's our bruschetta. We're just going to leave this sit because it just has to, all the flavors will just like mold together. So let's see, are we at 10 minutes? I'm not sure if we're at 10 minutes yet. Yeah, so when you go to pick up, and I'm sorry that I'm not closer for you to see, this is not a non-stick pan. I had another runaway. When you go to pick up your chicken, if it sticks to the bottom of the pan, it's not done. If you can flip it, it's done. And like I said, only medium, low to medium, high heat. Never, ever, ever hot. So now we're going to season the other side of it. Again, with some salt and pepper and some Italian seasoning. And then this is, oh, did I not? I didn't mix this one piece here. There you go. And then, there we go. Is our water boiling yet? Boy, our water's taking a long time. This is one of the reasons I need a new kitchen, because this is the best burner on the stove. And it's kind of the only one that really works, unfortunately. All right, are we going? What do they say? A watch pot never boils, right? So this is how easy this recipe is. Once we're finished, once the chicken is finished cooking, you should let it rest for about 5 minutes. And then take it on your cutting board. And of course, I'll use the meat cutting board at that point to prevent cross-contamination. And what I will then do is cut it into like slivers. So like long slivers. And then I'm going to mix the chicken with the pasta and with the tomato mixture. And that's it. That's chicken bruschetta pasta. I'm telling you, it is delicious. If you would prefer to put it in with, you know, couscous or rice or anything like that, you certainly can. But I do it with the pasta. And then that's also your choice too. You can do like angel hair pasta. I actually have some wide noodles that I'm going to. Okay, so here's the finished product. We have our tomato mixture ready to go. It's been soaking all the beautiful juices. And now we have the chicken, so I've cut it up into slivers and I let it rest for a little bit before I did that. The chicken is all seasoned. And then last but not least, we have the pasta. And we're gonna put this in here as well. We're gonna put some, what do we put on the top? Parmesan cheese. And there you go. Just do it like this. Oh, that's a lot of pasta. Whew. I'm gonna mix it a little bit first. So this is our chicken pasta bruschetta. It smells delicious. I tasted it before, so I know that it's delicious. 30 minutes start to finish. And not only will your family love it, but it's beautiful looking. It has a really good look to it. I'm gonna show you in a second. You ready? Try it. Even if your kids don't like tomatoes, make it anyhow. They can pick them out. Sometimes when you give them things and they start to eat them, they'll tell you, oh, I don't like tomatoes. And then they're like, that was a really good recipe, Mom. Snuck a couple tomatoes in there. And of course, you can take some fresh basil and put it on the top. I actually don't have any left. I cut it all up. See? Woo! Dinner tonight, chicken bruschetta pasta. Enjoy. See you next time.